and encourage you to turn your attention to that sound. Keep your eyes closed and see if you can breathe in, slow down the rate of your inhalation. Pause when you've inhaled fully, and then exhale through the mouth, nice and slow. Welcome, everyone. This is Recovery Dharma. My name is Julia. I'm one of the facilitators in this community. And it's so amazing to encounter unskillfulness, to encounter heightened and peak confusion, to encounter individuals with the intention to be disruptive, triggering, harmful. It's a really negative intention. It's a very ignorant intention. It really speaks to a heart and mind embodied in an inner landscape that is so very bleak. And I want to remind everybody in this community that as uncomfortable as it is, we, as individuals and as a collective soul, are incredibly strong and resilient, and we can weather this. And so what I'd like to encourage and just embody real quick is a little bit of movement. And so just sway side to side, very gently, weathering some winds as we breathe. And I'd like to share with you an intention for our practice today, an intention of loving kindness as an antidote to the intention of mischief, neglect, harm, stupidity, ignorance. This one reads, "May I fearlessly advocate for those who suffer. May I fearlessly advocate for those who suffer." For the month of July, friends, we have been exploring the Noble Eightfold Path, specifically one of the elements defining the Noble Eightfold Path. In fact, we're spending the next 8 months, 1 month on one element. And this month for July, we've been exploring wise action. And I'd like to share with you that this sentiment of metta that I offered, I'm going to make it personal, may I fearlessly advocate for those who suffer. Well, we've had a group now of people that are clearly suffering. And so the wise action would be to advocate for them, right? But here's the thing, I'm going to be completely honest. Right now, my inner adolescent is activated. And how I really feel about those Zoom bombers is fuck those guys. I'm pissed. I'm mad. What? Can't believe they do that to this beautiful space. They just came in here and took a big dump on our gorgeous environment, and it smells and it feels gross and ew. That's how I really feel. Okay, but that's how my adolescent feels. Okay? And my action, my wise action, isn't to berate my inner adolescent. It isn't to scold my inner adolescent. It isn't to tell her that she's ridiculous and she shouldn't feel that way. That doesn't help. My wise action is to acknowledge that she has been activated and she's real, and right now she's loud. However, also a wise action is to not let her drive the bus of my life, to not give over to her so she governs my other actions. She doesn't govern my mind or my heart. She's simply sitting with me. Me, who is no longer an adolescent, me, who's had a lot of life experience, thank goodness. I'm so fortunate that I've been able to live 60 years. It's amazing. So that me knows that I must fiercely and fearlessly advocate for those who suffer. And here's what I'd like to remember is those who are suffering are definitely those people who came in and violated this space. That's true. But another person who's suffering is me as a result of their actions, and maybe even you, this community. We've been assaulted, violated. And so I'd like to fearlessly advocate for us in this practice today. And I'd like to focus this practice on cultivating personal strength, resilience, and presence. And from afar, what I'm going to do is offer the merit, the goodness of this practice to radiate to those individuals whose intention is to create harm and disharmony. But I don't have to, I can do that from afar. I don't have to bring it in too close. That's how I'm going to hold this practice. There are about 60 people in community today, both in person and online. And right now, I'd like to speak to your heart. And so, to ready your heart to receive, I encourage you to bring your shoulders up toward your ears and slowly roll them back so that the heart is opened. And just do a couple of these shoulder rolls and lift your heart. Sada. That's the posture here. And it means confidence or faith. I am so happy you are here. May you know the impression you leave in this space and in this community inspires deeply. May you feel the radiant warmth of this community's wisdom, insight, compassion, and care. May you breathe in. May you breathe out. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in this present moment, even if you're activated, even if you're triggered, even if you don't feel totally okay, that's okay, and you're okay. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, this precious moment, you are here. Wow. It's amazing. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Maybe you're telling stories in your mind that are trying to convince you that you're not particularly worthy, you're not very smart, you don't deserve to be calm, you don't deserve to be happy, you don't deserve to be okay because you've made some terrible mistakes. That is but one place to put your attention. Another place is to remember that there is only one of you in all of existence. And that one of you may have had some unskillful actions in your life, and yet you are magnificent and resilient and precious. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in this present moment, I have a precious human life. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I have agency to choose wisely. Come into the heart, maybe even put your hand on your heart if you're questioning that sentiment. Sada, confidence. It's here at the heart level. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in this present moment. This is a wonderful moment. And what's wonderful is you're all here. of all the things you could be doing today, of all the actions and choices you could be making. This is what you chose to do. This is what you chose to prioritize. Maybe you're checking a box. Maybe you feel like you need to be here. It doesn't matter that level of motivation. What matters is that you are here. And being here is extraordinary. And by extension, you are extraordinary because you got yourself here. It's amazing. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, taking refuge in this amazement. Friends, for the next few moments, let's simply enjoy the silence and resonance of this breathing practice. Enjoy. Friends, I'd like to end our practice today, our meditation, by chanting an invocation to Tara. And Tara is an extraordinary deity, goddess of limitless compassion. And I invite that spirit into this space to bring ease to the mind and heart. I'll chant this 3 times, and I'll chant it nice and slowly so you can kind of pick up the resonance of it. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. Om. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. Om Tare Tu Re Soha. Om. Tare tu re soha. Om tare tu re soha. Om. Let's end our practice, friends, with a dedication of merit. Ah. What's coming alive for me in this moment is the wisdom of Shantideva, who recognized that there's so much suffering in the world, and today we're all witness to it. And it's painful. It's so painful. Suffering people suffer in their own internal landscapes. And by neglecting that internal landscape, by abandoning that internal landscape, it spills out and oozes out and causes damage and bleakness to the external landscape. Contrariwise, when we take time to explore our own interiority, our own emotional upheavals, our emotional well being, and we begin to add brightness and healing to those dark, neglected places within, by extension, the external landscape begins to be amended. It begins to ripen with newness and freshness and health and rejuvenation. And it can happen in the most simple ways and in the most profound ways. And so I dedicate this practice and the merit of this practice to all of us here and in all the ways that we suffer, and by extension, to all beings everywhere. May all who are suffering find a little light of clarity and ease, so they bring less harm and less misery in the world. Thank you for your beautiful practice today, friends. We'll see you next time. Namaste.